Um, okay, maybe. See if I'm going to have a voice today. I think the first 3 days of the week were so much that like yesterday I just crashed. And like I tried to watch the Rose Parade. I did not watch the Rose Parade. I did record the Rose Parade. So I'm going to go back and watch the Rose Parade probably on Saturday with Tom. But like I did nothing yesterday. Like I had no energy. So, which, you know, I had the day off, so I didn't have to do anything, but, yeah, I rested. That's what I did. I rested. All right. So we are doing a new design for living. And maybe that's part of that conversation is I did nothing yesterday. I didn't do nothing yesterday. I rested yesterday. And if I change my languaging, then I won't feel so guilty about doing nothing because I didn't. I rested. All right. Just thinking about that. So we're doing a new design for living. Let's do the housekeeping really quick. And then we are going to do your partnership with the infinite, which I could not spell partner or infinite apparently this morning. So, which is okay because yesterday I left the S off minus. I'm just having, I'm using an iPad, so the touch screen is interesting with the keyboard. Okay, with the housekeeping. We are Creative Life Spiritual. Let me slow down and articulate my words. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That gets you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. It is a real person doing it, and he just doesn't have time to do more than that unless something unusual happens. Which we live on the Gulf Coast, so it's usually weather related if you get that second email. It is also a blind CC, meaning nobody's going to see your email. So you won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And the hot links are hot. So if it does click here now, it'll either take you right to the information of the person that can help you get it. Last thing I'll mention is social media, mostly because I'm doing this on social media. But the other part of it is we do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do is go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, because we're on several of them. And then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing the posts. We think we have good tools to share. We hope you agree with us. It's a free and easy way that you can support the center. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. Because like on Instagram, we're Creative Life Spark. And I am the running Rev Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. So there's that. Okay, so new design for living. Written towards the end of Ernest's life. And Jesse's very fond of the word process. He says when you pray for something, when you do a treatment for something, that the universe doesn't just hand it to you. What the universe does is it hands you a process. And it seems to me that that's exactly what a new design for living is. It is a process. So Ernest is kind of going through Science of Mind's process to help you get the most out of your life. As I think I said it yesterday. It's like your life is your gift from the infinite, from the divine. What you do with your life is your gift back to the divine. And so that is, so far, because like we're barely into chapter 2, we've just scratched the surface of this book. That's what it seems to be. This is the Science of Mind process. This is how you can get the most or make the most out of your life. So, the article today is, as I said, your partnership with the infinite. And I appreciate that he's bringing all of these, he's quoting all of these scientists. Like he's quoted a physiologist, a research scientist, a physicist, and now we've got another one. This is a famous physicist. A famous physicist and Nobel Prize winner, Robert A. Millikan, said, in effect, that the architect of the universe brought humanity this far in the physical development and provided it with a mind, but now it is up to humanity to use that mind to let the great intelligence and creativity operate and flow through them. Humanity has reached the point where they are a co-creator with in their world. In our world of experience, we are co-creators with the architect of the universe. Are we doing a good job? Or are we making a mess of things, inhibiting the natural harmony and order that exists at the center of everything? Are we depriving ourselves of that natural growth, purpose, and expression of the supreme mind in and through us, trying to live according to the dictates of what we ourselves have dreamed up? Most people have dreamed up some pretty horrible things, which they are now experiencing. I would actually argue not even necessarily the stuff that we ourselves have made up, what we've been told that we want. I mean, advertising is a thing and it's insidious. And so a lot of us spend our lives chasing this dream that isn't even our own dream. And we're completely oblivious to the fact that we are not chasing our own dream. We've bought into the nonsense of, whatever society, culture, mostly advertising tells us that we want. And if we would actually stop and think about, hey, do I actually want this? A lot of the times we probably go, yeah, no, we don't. So, but that would be my argument. So, everything that is visible, everything that we experience is but an effect of something that occurs in the invisible, something that occurs in the infinite mind or through our use of that mind. In the intangible realm of spirit, in the mind of God, a pattern for everything we see originates and exists. And that right there, that is the secret to how I figured out how to pray as if I already had it. Okay? Because basically what it occurred to me is if I want it and it is in alignment with the divine, then what I want already exists in the mind of God. Therefore, I can pray and say that I already have it because it already exists. Maybe it doesn't exist yet in the material plane, but it already exists in the mind of God. And that is how I got over that hump of pray as if I already had it. Okay? Because in the mind of God, I already do. In the mind of the divine, I already do. And then I get to follow the breadcrumbs, the clues that the divine throws down, or I get to engage in the process that will create that in the material plane. That was one of those aha moments. Oh, okay. I can pray as if I already have it because it already exists in the mind of God. That was just one of those, oh, I get it now. So hopefully that's helpful for somebody else. All right. From the individual atom to a person themselves, there is one continuous, unbroken chain of progression reflecting intelligent purpose and divine design. A basic pattern does exist, although there are infinite expressions of it and a progressive growth exhibiting a striving and purpose towards an ultimate goal, which we may yet but dimly see. This pattern in thought would have to be perfect at all times, or else there could never be a semblance of that perfection in nature, which we discover exists with mathematical beauty and elegance. If you want to see mathematical beauty in nature, Google the golden spiral in nature and look at how many things in nature follow that golden spiral. Like, it's mathematics symmetry, and yet, because I believe sunflowers do it. I know the nautilus shells do it. Like, there's just a whole bunch of things that follow that golden spiral, that perfect math in nature. So, and Google will just spit it out for you. or whatever search engine you use. You can use Bing too. So, all right, let's see. When in our experience, things sometimes seem good and at other times bad, we need only examine our ideas to determine the cause. Also, remember what Shakespeare said. Most of the times things are neither good nor bad. It's thinking that makes them so. Okay. Cause there must be, and that cause has to reside in our thought, for it is only through thought that things become tangible and are sustained. And see that right there? Oh. Okay. For it is only through thought that things become tangible and are sustained. So if we don't want to sustain something, we need to stop thinking about it. And that, I get, is not as easy as it sounds, which is why we don't break habits, we replace habits. So if you've got something happening in your experience that you don't want to sustain, think about something else. Literally, change your mind and focus on something else. And then you take the power away from what you were sustaining and it will go back into its native nothingness. I love that native nothingness that Ernest used. He used it a lot in the last book that we did. All right. An experience can be resolved to a cause that is a thought continuing to maintain and sustain itself according to law and expressing itself according to the idea it contains. If things are not what they should be, we change our thought. Change the patterns or ideas which control our experiences. And again, back to that Shakespeare quote. Sometimes it's thinking that makes things good or bad. Change mind. The least we can do is to create mental patterns of what we want rather than what we don't want. And that really, honestly, that is something we are really good at. Like, we're constantly thinking about, well, I don't want this to happen and I don't want this to happen. So we're making plans if this happens, but it's not what we want to happen. So why are we doing that? I mean, I know we have to have plans, but why are we constantly planning for the stuff we don't want? Like, we should, yes, we need to have those plans, but we should be focused on the plans for what we do want. All right. More focused. It's like, we'll allot 10% of our attention to plans if they go awry, and then we devote 90% of our attention on plans to what we do want to happen. You know, I don't know. Try it. You might like it. Okay, back to Ernest. We did not create the physical universe, but we can and do decide what our relationship to it will be. We did not create our bodies, yet, as psychosomatic medicine has now discovered, what we do to our mind-body relationship determines the degree of health we may experience. And what we may have miscreated in the past can be changed. Change the thought or pattern, and the form of the experience will change. And here's where I will say, yes, I do understand. We do live in relationship. We do live in, structures that desperately need to be changed because they are a hot mess. But the place that we start is right here in our own heads. If we want to start to change our experiences, this is where we start. We start here. We start here. We make those changes. We make those decisions. It changes how we move through the world. And once we change how we move through the world, we have different relationships with 1, other people, and 2, institutions, and 3, we make different decisions. And when we make different decisions, the world around us changes. So that is that. And I like that he used the great architect, with the reminder that we get to be co-creators. We have a part to play in this. Life doesn't just happen to us unless we let it. Yeah, we can absolutely let just life happen to us, but we don't have to. We don't have to. We can make choices. Sometimes the only choice we can make is how we feel about it, but when we start there, then that leads to the next choice, and that leads to the next choice, and we can choose what we want to experience. And then we go from there. The real work of the world is to make sure that you are the best participant that you can be. And that's all anybody can be asked to be. You are the best participant in this creation process that you can be. And if everybody was that, this world would be amazing. So, that's why we treat to know who we are and treat that everybody else knows who they are too. And that's not manipulative, and that is not controlling. Because all we're doing is giving them the gift of knowing who they really are. And I would add that when I do that treatment, my goal is to know that they know that they are a beloved expression of the divine. Because that's what they are. So, all right. I'm going to move on into the process of my day. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, I'm going to go dance in the sunshine day. We're going to break a record today day. It's going to be 82 degrees here day. Whether it's cold where you are or hot where I am, drink plenty of water day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Do something just for yourself day. Let's wrap this week up day. You got this day. Make sure you do something fun for yourself day, even amongst all the business day. A good day, and if that is too much pressure, because it could be, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant and beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. It's my favorite part of the sentence. Because comparison truly is the thief of joy. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right, so explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything's possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will probably be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be